Alright guys, what's going on? This is Otis here. And today, some really exciting news for Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 3 fans. And first let me tell a little bit about the gameplay. I was using the PDW on Team Deathmatch on Tehran Highway. And this map definitely will become obsolete for me hopefully soon, which I'll get to that in a moment. And I ended up doing pretty well in the gameplay. There's going to be no sound, sorry, because yesterday, I ended up uploading the video, or my previous commentary, and I forgot to lower the sound, and so you weren't able to hear my voice, and all you could hear was the game volume, and it was just a horrible video and horrible gameplay, and so I do apologize for any of you that were trying to watch and stuff, and just, obviously couldn't because it was just horrible with the audio being way off, and the sound volume being way too loud. But and so that's how come the gameplay is actually going to be muted here. But it's unfortunate, but it happens. I screwed up. I deleted the gameplay before I ended up watching the video to make sure all the sound was right, which I shouldn't have done. So it was pretty much my fault in that part. But what was officially announced today was the DLC for Battlefield 3, and they are going to release at least 3 more DLC packs, which is pretty amazing. It's something that it's going to be pretty interesting. The first one, called Close Quarters, is going to be released in June, which is nice that they have at least like a month time frame instead of saying summertime, whatever. I know the other 2 ones, they say it's like fall for the next one and then winter, which is fine. But at least they gave us the June for the first one. And supposedly what it is too is once they get this big patch that they're done working on, that they're going to be able to, finally release the DLC, which I'm pretty, I wouldn't even be surprised if they release it in May, if they get this, big patch done in time, because they said they weren't going to release any DLC until that big patch is done, which is, completely fine with me, because, you have those USAS and the freaking, machine gun just spammers, and it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, at least it's a little bit easier and hardcore to deal with them, just because of the team killing and whatnot, and it's pretty easy to hit them too. But all right. So the first DLC that is coming out in June is called Close Quarters, which all 3 of them I'm really interested for. They only give information on the first 2 of them, and the first one being Close Quarters, which what they've been able to do too now that the game's been out for a little bit longer and they're able to play with the engine a little bit more, is they're able to have more destructible environments, which is pretty amazing for us. And so what they're saying now is we're going to be pretty much be able to shoot the walls off even more, and it's going to be even more like better high definition like what it is now. And so they're going to say furniture is going to blow up and pieces are going to go all over the place, and then plaster is going to get shut off and just fly over and just be visually orgasmic. Pretty much that's what it sounds like from the way they wrote it and everything. And another thing that's going to be pretty fun and interesting is say if the wall comes down, there's going to be permanent rubble depending on how you shoot the building that's going to fall down, in the room or on the street or whatever, depending on the type of map that they have. But in Close Quarters, it's going to be infantry only, so there's going to be absolutely 0 vehicles the whole entire map. So I'm sure it'll probably be three maps, I would say, because that's typically what DLCs are now, is 3 maps, maybe 4 or something like that. But in each of the DLCs, they're also going to have new weapons and new assignments, and then new dog tags too, which is going to be pretty interesting to unlock and try to go for. And they haven't really said what type of maps Close Quarters is going to be, or even the other maps. So I mean, we know they're going to be small, obviously, since the Close Quarters, because that's pretty much what the number one map right now is in Battlefield, is Operation Metro, because of the close quartersness. But I mean, you could almost maybe even argue that it's probably the favorite because people can just spam the USAS and the machine guns right now. But I mean, who knows? I know most people like that that quick combat action when you pretty much spawn, you're able to shoot someone within 3 or 4 seconds, compared to let's say if you're on freaking Operation Firestorm or Karg, you gotta wait, run around a few minutes before you find someone. So it's gonna be good for those little people who have the 2-second attention span that can't play those bigger maps and can only play the smaller maps too, which is pretty interesting. I don't know what kind of guns. It's only speculation now what kind of guns he would come out with. I'm sure there's probably gonna be one for each class, a new sniper rifle, some assault rifle, and then submachine gun or something, and then a carbine. But we'll see. Maybe it's just even more completely new weapons. I would definitely like to see some more launchers in this game because we only have the RPG and the SMAW and then the javelin, which almost no one uses in the game, unfortunately. Although I've racked 50 kills with it, and I know there's not many people with much more kills than I have with it because it's just really, really hard to get those damn kills. And then now for the second DLC called Armored Kill, which is going to be released sometime in the fall, they said. So probably like August, September, because that's usually about when the fall is. And this one is going to be the complete opposite of close quarters, where you're going to have pretty much, it's just vehicle-on-vehicle crime, which is going to be pretty awesome, especially for someone like me who's just a vehicle whore, and pretty much all I want to do is be in vehicles like 90% of the time in this game. Although, sometimes I love being on Metro when I get that close quarters, just like in your face, like combat. But what's going to be even really more exciting, I think, for the Armored Kill game is there's going to be absolutely completely new vehicles. There's going to be new tanks that we're going to be able to use. And they're also bringing the ATVs back from Bad Company 2, which is going to be pretty fun, because that was always fun, driving around in those and trying to kill people and stuff. Which, I think probably the only reason why they're bringing those back is because I think the maps are going to be just huge. And they've said, actually, too, that one of the maps that's going to be out in Armored Kill is actually going to be the biggest map in Battlefield history. So, I mean, who knows how freaking big that is. And it's supposedly, I guess, right now, too, is what they're saying for Armored Kill is every single map that's going to come out now is going to be bigger than any map that's in Battlefield 3. And so that's pretty much going to be why they have to have, just the vehicle-on-vehicle crime that I always like to call it as. And another new vehicle that they've also said is mobile infantry. Mobile artillery is going to be available now too in the Armored Kill DLC, which is going to be pretty fun and pretty amazing, definitely for sure. Because I'm loving the mortars now, and I can't wait till I'm in a pretty much mortar vehicle, which should be pretty fun and pretty exciting, definitely. So we'll see how that goes. And they said there's even more vehicles than what the 3 they mentioned there. So that'll definitely be an interesting and definitely new strategy, because I know once the patch comes out, it's going to be harder to repair vehicles. So that'll be very interesting. And then the third DLC called Endgame, and that's going to come out in the wintertime, but they haven't released any details regarding like what type of maps or what's going to be in that. And just even guessing by Endgame, I'm sure that's probably going to be the last DLC that'll be out for Battlefield, pretty much, because they'll have to work on Battlefield 4 or Bad Company 3, and then they'll be working on Medal of Honor too, because Medal of Honor is supposed to come out in the fall sometime. So that should be pretty interesting to see what that last DLC is, or at least once the information comes out. But on the last note too, that they've just said also is they're going to have private servers for the consoles now, because typically for there's always been private servers. It's just been for PCs in the computer, and consoles have never been able to to rent like a server to be private. And so now EA is going to allow that in Battlefield 3, which is going to be amazing, because I definitely would love to rent my own server for Battlefield 3 to play with you guys and just play with my other friends that even don't watch my videos, because what's going to be pretty interesting about the servers is you can either make them either private, public servers too, so you can put a password on it, or you can just make it public and have all your friends join. And then I'm not sure how it would really officially work or whatnot, but you can also make the servers ranked or unranked, which I would say maybe the one downfall to that would be is you're definitely going to have some people renting the servers just so they could have a little rank up games, because as long as you have stats that are tracked recorded and stuff and leaderboards, there's always going to be someone who wants to pad their stats and boost and everything and whatnot. But if they want to go and pay for a server and do that, let them. I mean, I really just don't care that much, or pretty much even at all. So, depending on how much it is, I would be extremely interested in getting my own server for sure. But, they haven't said exactly when the server thing is going to be available. So that'll be pretty interesting. They still haven't said anything about like a battle recorder, because they were talking about too where you're going to be able to have like a theater mode, kind of like like Black Ops and like Modern Warfare 3 has, but they haven't said anything about that because there's just some amazing videos that pretty much a lot of people have had, and it's just unfortunate that doesn't all get recorded. But maybe that could be in a future thing that comes out for them, or even Medal of Honor 2. But we'll see. I think I'm actually over time now, but thanks for watching, you guys, and hopefully you liked the information that I gave you and stuff. And thanks for watching.